The final volume of Attack on Titan manga was supposed to contain additional pages which was going to enhance the overall ending of the manga, and it was also supposed to remove some of the discrepancies, improve the dialogues, and overall try to reduce the rushed elements of this chapter, and that too without changing the narrative of the final ending. But apparently that is not the case, because here we have a totally different ending which is screaming towards a sequel of the series. Now I have already made a video covering the entire ending of chapter 139, you can watch it here. But in this particular video, I'm going to explain what exactly happens in these additional pages and how is it going to impact the overall story as such. Now I have a lot of different opinions about this particular thing. There are certain aspects which I like and there are certain aspects which I absolutely hate. But for the most part, I'm going to keep my emotions in check and I'm going to talk about all of them in a separate video, so stay tuned for that as well. But rather here in this video, I'm going to give you all a factual explanation of what actually happens in these particular pages. So hello and welcome to Undervisey, my name is Soham and today we're going to talk about the final ending of Attack on Titan and what exactly changed and how is it going to impact the overall story. But before that, if you're new here, then please consider subscribing to our channel since I do weekly anime and manga related content along with a bunch of other stuff. With that being said, let's begin the video, and of course, a mandatory manga spoiler warning for all the anime only fans. Now the first change that happens here is in relation to the dialogue that takes place between Mikasa and Ymir. Honestly, a lot of people are misunderstanding this thing, and for me this was a pretty good part. I know I did not like the overall ending as such, and for me still this is a 6 out of a 10 ending, but I feel like this is a very good part. And no, this is not in relation to the time loop theories or anything which I have also myself discussed in the past. This is a pretty clear cut one. So here it is kind of revealed that it was Ymir indeed who was kind of peeking or peering into the mind of Mikasa, which is basically the reason why she had the headaches throughout the entire series. We kind of get an explanation for it here, but the entire Ackerman clan logic is kind of dropped for the story, because as we saw in chapter 138, there is no explanation given whatsoever as to how Eren was able to mold the memories of an Ackerman. But anyway, like I said, I'm not going to show my emotions here in this particular video, and I'm just going to try to explain all the things that are happening here. Because it is eventually revealed that Ymir's quote-unquote love for King Fritz has been like a never-ending nightmare, but because of the events which took place in the battlefield, that is Mikasa finally taking down Eren, Ymir has finally gained her freedom, and it is kind of shown here in a very symbolic manner. It's not a literal meaning, it's rather a symbolic one. It basically shows how Ymir on that particular day decided not to save King Fritz. She decided not to jump in front of King Fritz and she saved herself and her kids, and that is kind of teased here with the death of King Fritz. Now yes, a lot of people are going to say that this totally changes Attack on Titan and this kind of nullifies everything that we have seen so far, because if King Fritz dies and Ymir did not take the blunt of the spear, then she would not have gone to meet the source of all living matter, transformed into the Titan, and subsequently gave rise to the powers of the Titans. No, this is rather a very symbolic one where she's finally getting over her love, her quote-unquote love for King Fritz after the actions of Mikasa, where they are both able to break free of their love. I feel like this is the only good part which is actually implemented here. But anyway, after the final ending of Attack on Titan manga chapter 139, we get to see an epilogue in the theme of Kimetsu no Yaiba. This seems a very similar kind of a thing, because here we get to see Mikasa who is finally married, who is having a kid, and yes, I do believe that this is indeed John. There is absolutely no reason to believe that some other character just randomly popped up and Mikasa decided to marry him. I feel like this is definitely John himself, and Isayama has purposefully kept all of these things kind of ambiguous, and it depends upon us as the readers to decide what we want to believe. It's fine if you don't want to believe that this is John, but in my headcanon I feel like this is indeed John because of the side poses and everything. Moreover, she's visiting the grave of Eren here in front of Shiganshima, but more time goes by and the tree also gets bigger, and now we get to see a modern world. It kind of looks like the 80s or early 90s New York City, but of course this is not New York, this is a virtual place of Shiganshima in a modern world. Here we get to see motor cars as well as skyscrapers and buildings, and the tree has also grown quite a lot, and along with that we also get to see Mikasa in a wheelchair. She has grown old, and finally she dies as well, holding on to the scarf in a very last breath. So this justifies or signifies the fact that Paradis was safe at least till a century, and after that things go down hard, because here after the death of Mikasa we can get to see that the destruction of Paradis has started. Now yeah, I don't know if this is still called Paradis or something else, Was this country annexed? Was this some other civilization we do not know as of yet? And probably we will never get to know, because this is a very ambiguous ending, and I'm fine with it. I'm absolutely fine with it, because here we get to see weaponry or artillery which is kind of positioned just behind the tree, and in the distance we can see that drones are dropping off bombs and whatnot, and later on the entire city, the entire place is ruined. Everything is in ruins, the skyscrapers have broken down and everything, and the area is totally gone. Moreover, after a couple of years we get to see that the skyscrapers are in a complete ruin now. Subsequent amount of time has actually passed by, and finally we get to see a boy or a girl. It's ambiguous at this moment if this is a boy or a girl. Basically a child wanders off into the forest, and in the forest the tree of Eren is actually looming over very high. That is the highest point in the entire vicinity, and of course we know what is going on here. Now anyway, this boy is having a stick as well as a gun in his hand, and it kind of reminds me of a Mad Max kind of a situation. Has the civilization gone down after the defeat of Shiganshima, or this whatever place this is called now? We do not know as of yet. Again, this is a very ambiguous thing, and in the end the boy reaches the tree of Eren, which is very similar, absolutely the same as the tree which initially Ymir found out, which contained the source of all living matter. Now of course it's not stated explicitly here, but it definitely implies the fact that Eren is still alive in this particular tree, because it holds the hallucigenia or the source of all living matter, and that is the ending of Attack on Titan. It's not good in my opinion, it's not the best thing in my opinion, but I totally understand what kind of a message Isayama was trying to give here, but honestly I feel like the execution was absolutely terrible here. Isayama's core message here was that humanity will never stop its cycle of revenge, the cycle of war is never going to stop, and if not today, maybe tomorrow, humanity is eventually doomed. This is a nihilistic kind of an ending, but again I am fine with it. My only problem here is that the execution was not done well. There were 100 different ways by which Isayama could have actually portrayed the nihilistic nature of humankind, or rather the destructive reality of wars, which has always been a core and central element of Attack on Titan. I would have been absolutely fine with that, but this is not exactly the correct cup of tea in my opinion. But then again, I'm going to talk about my feelings in a separate video. This was more along the lines of an ending explained, and unfortunately enough, this absolutely screams of an impending sequel. Sometime down the road, 5 years later, 10 years later, Attack on Titan is definitely going to get a sequel, maybe featuring this guy or maybe featuring someone else for that matter, because the source of all living matter is definitely present here. The tree is looking exactly like that thing, and I can bet you anything that inside that tree, Eren is still alive in the form of the parts. Now yes, you can argue with me that this is not going to be the same parts as Ymir, because the powers of the Titans and the parts came into being because of the wishes of Ymir, so maybe this time around something different will happen. That is absolutely correct, and that is absolutely fine in my opinion, but that just kind of shows the vanity of the situation. But overall, once again, this could have been handled better in my opinion. And lastly, I feel like these chapters are not really that necessary. I don't know what happens behind the scene, of course. If this was an editorial pressure to keep an ending which kind of gives way to a sequel, I do not know if that is actually the case or not, but either way, these pages could have addressed some of the plot holes or the rushed elements of this chapter. If that was actually the case, then I think that the overall ending would have definitely improved. Overall, I really love the series, but for me, this final chapter has been a roller coaster of emotion, and I cannot give it anything more than 3 out of 5. So what do you guys feel about these additional pages? Please do let me know in the comment section below, and also please do watch my ending explained video for chapter 139 if you want to have a complete experience. The link is in the description below as well as on the I button above. So that's it for today guys, thank you so much for watching. Please give this video a thumbs up if you like it, share it with your friends and subscribe to the channel for more. Also please do join the channel membership for some very cool perks and features, and finally please do join our Discord server as well for more anime and manga related discussions. With that being said guys, this is Wonder Vice, and I'll see you soon on the next one.